My name is Rita McKeough. I'm a performance, installation, and sound artist, and grateful for an amazing community of friends that have helped me produce all of the work that I've made over the years. And I'm so full of love and respect for everybody who's assisted me in making work that I feel is our work, our community. And I started out as a printmaker. And then I wanted to exhibit my prints, but I wanted to create an environment where the viewer was immersed physically in the narrative or the projections of what it might look like inside the story. And I love the idea of the audience becoming part of the narrative. There's a kind of a playfulness and a kind of a humor and a sensitivity that comes when you're physically walking through a piece. So I think that's why I moved from working two-dimensional print into three-dimensional installation work. And then performance became really important to me because it's a way to kind of be in the work myself, but to kind of turn it on and to activate it through gestures and maintenance and speech and action and interactions with objects. And I started making things called performing objects, which I felt were friends that were performing with me, but they were taking part in my tasks and doing them, and then we were together performing with these objects. And I just love that relationship. And sound, I'll have to say, became so important to me. I'm a drummer all my life. Rhythm is my language.
It's at the core of who she is. If you ever have a chance to see Rita play the drums, it will just make you joyful.
Sound is a way, I think, to access not only emotion, but expressive languages. Sound is able to allow other places or other contexts that are part of the story to become physically there with you.
Rita's spunky. She's into a million things all the time and just has a really energetic personality and is always thinking about things and thinking about things creatively and critically.
The topics that come to mind when I'm making my work are things that surround me in my social context that are troubling. You know, they're not right. And those are the things that you need to speak up about. So I think, you know, many people, as I was growing up, I was in punk bands and I worked in community radio. And what I was taught by all these beautiful people that helped me and taught me and helped me and inspired me was always that you make sure that the voices that aren't being heard are heard. You don't sit back.
I think the reason why Rita's participation in bands, and yes, many of them with a kind of punk rock aesthetic, her activity in those bands is really, you know, grounded in these ideas of collectivity and community, and the fact that, you know, art, whatever its form, whether it's a band or whether it's an installation in a gallery or a performance on the street, can create social change.
And it's also that feeling when you're young too, that this is, you know, it's a way to start the revolution. You know, like you get ideas out there, you start to find commonalities, you work together, you get fired up, you get excited, you work as a community, support each other, and things shift.
I think Rita's work is important in those ways and also in the ways that she's moved with technology through time.
For me, it's like really, really exciting. For the example, the piece that I'm standing in front of here. Wave over wave. You know, I had a wonderful person, a dear friend of mine, Peter Fleming, who taught me the programming and helped me develop this piece, and he helped me rebuild it. You know, he's electronics and interactivity and those things have allowed that to happen for me. And also the kindness and, you know, wonderful people that share their skills. I mean, that's incredible. And my whole career is built on that. We build on knowledge and experience from one to the other to the other. And we're kind of building a kind of a depth of practice with each other. When you speak outside of a kind of a more acceptable kind of voice or position, there's something really important about that, disturbing the kind of contexts that we're in.
You actually have to listen and then you maybe hear something differently, which makes you think something differently. She's really there as a kind of sounding board and to support and mentor the next generation of artists in the country. She's a really important artist who deserves such an important award.
I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I'm actually like 3 feet off the ground. I don't know if you pan down to my feet. I don't know if you will see me floating, but it's a remarkable, beautiful, amazing, humbling, incredible, happy, beautiful, incredible thing. It makes me very honored and full of joy and love and grateful.